He was the man everyone in town trusted, a husband, a father, a pastor. But behind the pulpit smile was a secret so dark, so disturbing, that when his wife found out, she didn't go to the police. She went to the kitchen and made tea. Before we dive into this heartbreaking case, make sure you to this video and subscribe to Shocking True Stories. This one will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about trust and loyalty. Today's story unfolds in the quiet heart of Tennessee, where faith, betrayal, injustice collided in one of the most chilling cases the South has ever seen. Viewer discretion is advised. Pastor Daniel Whitaker and his wife, Elise, were the pride of Pleasant Hollow, a picture-perfect couple with 2 children, a charming home, and a congregation that adored them. Daniel was known for his impassioned sermons and charismatic presence. Elise was the heart of the community, soft-spoken, always smiling, always serving. For 15 years, their marriage was considered a shining example of Christian devotion, but that was only the surface. They were just perfect, but you never know what goes on behind closed doors, do you? In late September, Pastor Daniel began experiencing fatigue, nausea, and blurred vision. Doctors found nothing. It was labeled stress. Elise nursed him tenderly, bringing him chamomile tea every night, with a loving smile. Within weeks, Daniel collapsed during a Sunday sermon. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital. He was declared dead 2 hours later, organ failure, just 43 years old. It didn't make sense. Perfect vitals just weeks earlier. We thought maybe a stroke, but something didn't feel right. Elise grieved. The town grieved. But just 3 days after his death, Elise walked into the local sheriff's office and asked to speak privately with Detective Marla Hicks. Her voice was calm. Her words were clear. "I killed my husband, and I can prove why I did it." She handed me a flash drive. Her hands didn't even shake. What was on the drive sent shockwaves through the precinct. Hidden camera footage from Elise's sewing room where Daniel thought he was alone, talking on the phone. In one clip, Daniel was speaking to a woman, laughing coldly. Then the words, "She was only 14. They can't talk when they're dead." Elise had discovered Daniel's burner phone hidden in his garage. The texts, the photos, the videos revealed a secret life. Daniel had been abusing young girls for over a decade, many of them from his own congregation. Authorities launched a posthumous investigation. At least 6 victims came forward. Some were as young as 12 when it started. Elise's confession unlocked a nightmare that had lived in silence for years. He used religion like a weapon. These girls trusted him. Their families trusted him, and he used that to prey on them. Toxicology confirmed Daniel was killed with ethylene glycol antifreeze. It was found in the tea Elise made nightly for 3 weeks. She never denied it. She wasn't trying to get away with it. She wanted people to know, to see who he really was. Elise was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. But what followed shocked the courtroom. One by one, Daniel's victims testified. Brave, shaking, but no longer silent. Elise sat weeping as they spoke. Not for herself, but for them. She could have run. She didn't. She walked into the police station, carrying the full weight of what she'd discovered. And yes, what she'd done. The jury deliberated for 8 hours, and when the verdict came back, it stunned the nation. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of voluntary manslaughter, with a recommendation for time served in psychiatric treatment. Elise served only 18 months in a state psychiatric facility before being released. She now works quietly with victims of abuse in a neighboring state under a different name. The church Daniel once led no longer stands. It was sold and converted into a crisis center for survivors. She gave us back our voices. I don't condone what she did, but I understand it. In the end, justice didn't come in the courtroom alone. It came from the courage to speak out, and the unraveling of a man who wore a mask of righteousness while living a lie. This was the story of a wife who loved blindly until she opened her eyes and saw the monster in her home. If this story moved you, please share, subscribe, and be sure to like this video and subscribe for more true crime stories that expose the truth. Thanks for your support.